Yes, as football fans, we have started the permutations, the calculations, the possibilities, and what needs to be done to ensure that we are able to weather the storm and make it to the next World Cup in 2026. The Eagles have not given us plenty to truly be confident or smile about after they lost to lowly rated Benin Republic in that all-important qualifiers. Remember, just a couple of days before that fixture, they played out a 1-1 draw against South Africa in Uyo. Where are we at this time? What is the fate of Coach Philly George? We'll be looking at this and more on today's package of Football Bankers. My name is Matthew Kugbe. The regulars are in the studio, and we are also so excited. The Euro starts today, and there is so much to talk about as far as our foreign national football is concerned. This and more on today's episode of the show. Remember, Football Bankers is made possible by OneXBet.
You can be an expert in all matches. You're an expert in statistics or people's opinions. OneXBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert. You can be an expert in all matches. You're an expert in statistics or people's opinions. OneXBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert.
Yes, it's great to be back. Remember, the show is made possible by OneXBet. OneXBet is one of the best bookmakers in Nigeria. As we speak every day, millions of players log on the platform to place bets on boxing, basketball, football, and several other sports. So if you are a new customer, the platform has also guarantees you the best of odds. Not to forget, over 300% bonus in your first deposit. So this kind of offer doesn't come on a daily. So head up straight to onexbet.ng or log into Google Play Store. Download their app and navigate the ever exciting world of sports. The Euros are finally upon us, and the place to be is OneXBet platform as far as your stakes are concerned. Farouk is in the studio, not to forget. The man that loves the Super Eagles as well is also here. Bolu is here.
Oof. Well, I think after the show today, I need to go with you to where you buy your calculator. Not just anyone. Yeah. A scientific calculator is supporting. If else statement in programming, if Super Eagles win, else this one. It's a crazy week being a Nigerian in terms of football. Yeah, we celebrated democracy day recently, but the football itself has not been footballing at all. The Super Eagles, 2 straight games. In fact, now 4 matches, just 3 points in a group with Lesotho, Rwanda, Zimbabwe, and South Africa and Benin Republic. It has never been this bad.
And let's get to meet Farouk.
Well, I wish that I can have that smiley face like I used to have all the time, but unfortunately, the Super Eagles has conspired again for us not to be at the World Cup the way it is. And if you continue this way, let us just forget about going to the World Cup. It's so sad, it's bad, it's terrible, and there are more adjectives to use to qualify what the Super Eagles have done the last couple of days. Then we should do that. How can we in this world have 3 points from maximum 12? And the likes of Lesotho, like you mentioned, Zimbabwe, South Africa are confidently ahead of us. Rwanda, that's so sad. And I, for one, from the beginning, yes, I've been supporting the coach, but I have always had my reservations about this particular coach. Can he get us there?
Only time they say we'll tell. But let's look at that game against Benin Republic. Bolu, personally, I was optimistic. I thought we were going there to just get the job done. I thought we were going to see a different team entirely from what we saw, a different performance entirely from what we saw against South Africa and Uyo. How your overall reaction after the fallout of that fixture?
If Super Eagles had won that game 2-1, it would have been weird. I thought they would win that game. I thought they would be a bit comfortable because there's no better motivation for you than win the game against Benin. Benin Republic is probably half Nigeria. Many, if not most of the players are Nigeria. We felt after the second half performance they had against South Africa, it was supposed to be a bring on. In fact, the way we were going into that game, bring on Senegal, bring on Morocco, everybody would collect. We scored the first goal and I was like, oh wow, confidence is coming. This is what we are talking about. Then boom, 2 goals before after. I didn't know what happened in that defense. It just takes us back to what we've been saying. Every time you come late to training, remember they complain about how lateness somehow affected their plans.
Yes.
And we saw it. I'm not sure they passed 2-3 balls together in defense. Calvin Bassey, I didn't know what he was thinking for the callers. I felt like there was no, in fact, Tanimu, who was the new player felt like he was the most matured man in the back line for the Super Eagles. Everything doesn't work out. First half, the interesting thing is South Africa's second half was better. The one against Benin, maybe let's say 30 minutes was good. They were playing well, picking up possession. Immediately they scored. You know that feeling of when you score Nigeria of old, they come back.
They come back.
That's what happened. Immediately they score, I feel like, oh, we are going to score 200. Unfortunately, it didn't happen like that for them. Now, we don't just need calculator. We need serious, original scientific calculator. It's just that.
Farouk, your take on the fallout from that game? Because for me personally, it was totally unacceptable. It is totally unacceptable.
And the most surprising thing is that we are not even playing at the home ground of our hosts. We are playing
in a neutral venue.
Imagine if I had played
in Benin.
What would have happened? What would have happened? We had a chance to win in the ground where we won 3 games at the last Nations Cup. That same ground. And we cannot take advantage of that. Majority of these players were there. The coach was also there. It just shows that once you don't practice well, the last final was played February 13th, if I can still remember very well.
Yes.
We didn't make an appointment of the same man we were going to go with until 2 or 3 months after. And then our players also decided to walk in and stroll into the camp when they know that we have a very important match, picking 2 points from the first 6. Now, it just shows that if you don't plan, no matter how good you are, no matter how good your players are, if you don't do the right thing, the right results will not come. And I'm not sorry for these guys. They don't know exactly what they're going to be missing. The last Nation World Cup, we're not there.
Yeah.
This one, it's looking as if we're not going to be there.
A generation of players
who miss not covering the World Cup at that venue as journalists.
Yes.
But they will suffer from it most. No new contract, no bonuses as the World Cup. You know how huge the World Cup bonuses come? They're going to miss all of that. But in the end, there's always a question. Now the president is asking the minister, what happened? The minister has asked, what's happening? But can Finidi, who the hammer is going to break on his head, ask these players? These players are living like than him. You cannot control those players. And that is where this disconnect will happen. I just don't know what to do. Next year is when we're going to play another World Cup.
Yes.
Oh, we have to now at that time. It's just not time to plan. Time to do nothing. What are we going to review? What are we going to do?
And that's why the problem
is 5 months to prepare for this.
Because there will be some international breaks in between that.
We should be able to get
just
players.
Be waiting.
But Farouk, now you mentioned Finidi. Where does this leave Finidi Bolu? Remember, before he was appointed, several persons have their thoughts. Some persons were for, some persons were against. Amunike is a suited man for the job. But on the part of the NFF, they felt they wanted continuity because he worked with these players at the AFCON and he should be able to gaffer them to greater successes.
Well, let me pick it from 2 sides of the coin. Continuity from a team that has been failing. Because like I said, Pesero had just over 30% win ratio before we went to the Africa Cup of Nations. That for me, if there's not failure, I don't know what failure is. Then they picked themselves up by going the Mourinho style, but it worked for them till they got to the final. Unfortunately, they could not win. Then we decided to go, like Farouk rightly said, we wanted to choose Finidi. Why did we wait months before choosing him? Then personally, I wanted Amunike to be the coach, but we decided to go for Finidi. I supported. People were saying he had no profile. That's not true. He's the defending champion of the NPFL. His team before and his team before he left was second on the table. No problem. But I always say something. Even if they give you a job you don't merit, what are you meant to do? Improve on it, grow on it, because we see is the media. Then the first press conference he did at his media round when he spoke about he doesn't care about formation. I knew this guy was setting himself up for failure. Then the post-match conference against South Africa, let me do my job. You are setting yourself for more criticism. Then after this one, just sat down. There's still hope. Bro, there's no hope. You know, sometimes we've seen coaches, we saw Jose Mourinho lose 3-0 at home. And he came out to the press. What I say, all the Premier League managers have 2 Premier League titles. Me, I have. Sometimes you just need to build that confidence. It means with his reaction, everything he has lost. Now, like Farouk said, President is asking, Minister is asking, and NFL is asking Finidi, where do we go now? In fact, people are calling for a sack. Is it early? Maybe. But like they say, it is never too early, it's never too late to do the right thing. But between now and March, there will be maybe 3 or 4 different international windows.
Yes.
What are we going to do? Are we going to start fixing friendlies 2 days or maybe 1 week to
3 days where we won't get our players?
Whatever we need to do, we need to plan now.
Interesting. Farouk, let's now turn towards our group. As we speak, we're looking at a standing and it is not looking good for Nigeria. We are coming up against the South Africans again at some point in Pretoria or maybe anywhere in their country. We're looking at Rwanda on 7 points, South Africa on 7 points, Benin on 7 points, Lesotho on 5 points, Nigeria with a patry 3 points, sitting 5th, while the whipping boys at Zimbabwe are on 3 points. Some persons will tell you that The Eagles just need to win their next 6 games, and we might now find our way to qualify for the World Cup. But how easy or difficult would this be?
The table or the standing is not standing well as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Because nobody has decided to take a firm grip of that group. That's the only positive we have. But to be honest and realistic, we have played 4. We have drawn 3. What's the percentage of us winning from that? It's about less than 10%.
Wow.
And if you want to be honest with yourself, bookmakers will work on what you have done in the last games.
Yes.
Do we even stand a chance of winning based on what you have seen? Absolutely not. But the teams in our group, can we beat them any way, any day, anytime? Honestly, we can't do that. If we do the things the right way, Rwanda, South Africa, Benin Republic, these 3 have only played 2 teams in there. So we have about 4 fixtures in there. Yeah. And that means that we are playing against the most competitive team in our group at the top. You beat them all, you get to the top of the table. Can we conveniently and comfortably say, we will do this next year? It is very, very impossible to say. And like Bolu said, see, I'm not an advocate of saying sack the coach. Yeah. But what has really done is 2 games. Let's just review it. Does it inspire any kind of confidence? That's just it. I don't see anything this man can do to save himself. Because save yourself first before you even save the country.
But we can talk about any loggerhead can set up a team. But in-game decisions are what separates the best from the rest. We were playing Benin
before the game, saying that it was on information. Just for the players to know when to attack and when to defend.
And it showed with the result. We needed goals. We were bringing in defensive midfielders upon defending midfielders upon defenders. Yeah, people say he wanted to change the right back to cross. Why can't you play another winger to cross? Must it be a right back that will cross?
Bolu, let's look at it this way. Must we need an Osimhen to win against a side like Benin? Because some persons will say the absence of an Osimhen, the absence of a particular William Paul to Ekong, and Ekong told the coach he was fit and ready to play. But it is not a must he get to start this game. But having him on the bench, the inspiration, he was the best player at the last AFCON. That alone should give him a place in this team. He said he was ready, and we saw him play a charity game
for his club.
For in New York.
And he even
for his foundation.
He won the league.
His club, and he was dressed in the final game of the season. So the young man said he was good to go. And I see no reason why you can't play him against a team like Benin or a team against like South Africa.
For games like that, we don't even care about Trustekon. We don't care about Osimhen. Pick Rangers at the top of the table. That's too much. Pick Inter Lagos. We should be beating Benin Republic.
Anyway.
And with that squad we have, with the forward line, Onachu with about 21 goals in the season, Ademola Lookman 16 goals, Victor Boniface despite the injury scored 21. So there are goals there. Iwobi is not the greatest creative player, but Iwobi creates at least in the team. Iheanacho does. We see on Didi playing an more attacking role for Leicester City. Why are we not seeing these things here? Not all this normal Nigerian training, 14 laps. You cannot produce what you don't have. If you don't practice this thing, everybody wants to play tiki-taka, but they don't practice it. And if you are not practicing it, you can't start it on the match. Now we can see no formation from the coach, and we can see the output on the field of play.
Well, Farouk, finally, before we leave this, where do we go from here? Remember, Daniel Amokachi has opted out of the coaching crew. For me, it is an aberration. If you go by some of what was stated in the contract given to him, it was at the mercy of the head coach to invite him to the team. And the young man is saying, no, I can't accept this. For me, it is a slap for us to treat one of our own with that level of disrespect.
First and foremost, Amokachi is a senior.
Yes.
In that national team from the past. But it's not always going to be like that because you are my senior at that position before me. But now you have Finidi. Finidi needs a lot of people to guide him. Pasaru came, as good as he was, his profile, he still had a lot of white guys around him telling him what to do. Yes. We saw when Carlos Queiroz was working with Fergie. He was almost one calling the shots, but Fergie was just like, I'm the main boss. You need that second person to help you. And when you offer that kind of contract to Amokachi, the guy is going to turn it off. We know the bull. He's a very arrogant man. He's a man that knows what he's doing. I cannot ask a man that has won the Nations Cup as an assistant coach to come whenever the coach feels he's useful. That means that you don't need him.
At all.
I said it here, and I remember I said, NFL has set Finidi up
to fail.
And we are seeing the results here. I don't know where to go from here because I'm not the one that hired him.
Just go home.
Because if I advise now, they don't listen to us. I just feel that NFL needs to be honest with themselves. And Gusso himself has not done anything to distinguish himself from the past administration and this. In fact, his own is becoming worse than what he made. The only thing he has done is just get us to the final, and we know how we got to the final.
Yes.
It wasn't about him. It was about the coach going pragmatic and saying, I want to do this regardless of who I have. And he did that. But now, Finidi, does not even show that he can do this job. NFF, if you are listening or you're watching now, the courts, everything is in your own side. Just do the right thing. It's not too early to sack a coach after 2 games. Wow. And it's not even too late to tell him what to do if he's willing to. And I think Finidi is a yes man. They are telling him what to do.
Yes.
And he's doing that.
Bolu, because of time, we'll be talking plenty of the Euros at the other side. Should we be looking at going for a foreign coach at this time? Because the signs are there that Finidi might not see us to the next round of qualifiers because it is shaky as we speak.
Well, our biggest successes have been from our local coaches. Even other countries in Africa that have won AFCON as well, majorly has been local coaches. So personally, I would have voted for Amunike back then, but this is what we have. But he himself needs to up the ante. He needs to find a solution. If they are sacking, I will still want a local coach who would also invest here. But whatever happens, I hope they prepare well before the next round.
The problem now, they are already setting up local coaches for Bring in Amunike, who is also qualified now.
Yeah, still find something to
going to also fail.
They will definitely mess up the system. We just hope things get better. We want to be at the World Cup in 2026, and we hope that the Super Eagles would make that happen. The responsibility lies with the Nigeria Football Federation.
Big shout out to General.
Yeah. Big shout out to General. General also did he got the better of us, and he's telling us that you guys fired me, and now I am doing very well. But one thing is obvious at this time. I still believe that the Eagles would make the World Cup, and we hope that they will walk the walk and ensure that that happens. The Euro starts today, and we are so excited. Plenty of beautiful football guarantees as far as the Euros are concerned. We'll be looking at this and more at the other side. Stick around.
You can be an expert in all matches. You're an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert. You can be an expert in all matches. You're an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert.
Yes, you are welcome back. The show is Football Bankers, made possible by 1xBet. The Euros are finally upon us. The place to be is 1xBet.ng, or you log into Google Play, download their app, and navigate the ever-exciting world of sport. Please just take on these fixtures. The odds for me are truly amazing. Remember, the platform has an amazing increase, over 300% increase in just your first deposit. It doesn't come better than this. Let's look at fixtures that will be going down in the Euros. Some very interesting fixtures to look forward to. Let's look at Spain up against Croatia, as well as Italy up against Serbia. Bolu, Spain playing Croatia, their very first game. You want to say the Spanish team promising players, but at the end of the day, at the big stage where you expect them to soar, they just fizzle out.
Since they won the World Cup
in 2010,
after that 2012 Euros, it's not been the same thing for the Spanish national side, especially when there are problems from Lopetegui to Hierro to the Luis Enrique problems, the assistant at all. But with Croatia, they've had lots of games in recent time. Both of them were in the same group in the Nations League. Spain had the better of them, but this is a tournament. And with the way Croatia are coming, remember they beat Portugal in their last friendly match, it's going to be a different ball game. Spain may be the favorite based on what they have, the style of play. But with the experience in the Croatia side, I won't be surprised if this game probably ends in a draw. Maybe Spain may just make it.
Now, away from that, we also have Italy, the defending champions. They are up against Albania.
Well, what a way to start a tournament for them. You know, if you're looking at a team to start with, I think Italy will be very happy that they're playing against a very less fancied side, because what they have done since they won the Nations Cup, yes, I don't talk about the Euros, have been very poor. But now they have a way to start very well. And Italy, trust me, always find a way to play quite well at a major tournament. Yes, they don't have those players in the past, like say Totti, Del Piero, but I feel this is enough, in them to beat Albania conveniently.
Bolu, where should the punters put their money? Poland up against the Netherlands.
Well, it will be difficult to put your money on anything apart from the Dutch side, because Lewandowski, we don't know how fit he is for this game. He picked up an injury in their friendly match. I know with Lewa is about 50% of the goals from this national team. So everything is working in favor of the Dutch side. Even though they too have 1 or 2 injury worries, I think Frenkie de Jong is out of the tournament. Yeah. But if I'm putting my money where it is, I'm definitely going to put it on the yellow or the orange men.
We'll be looking at Serbia up against England, as well as Belgium will be fighting out against Slovakia after this break.
You can be an expert in all matches. You're an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert. You can be an expert in all matches. You're an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert.
Yes, they're talking the Euros. Let's look at England up against Serbia. You want to say the team can start with that flying system we saw, especially at the last Euro. They got to the final, lost it to Italy at Wembley. But this might just be the time, Farouk.
Well, yes, the time, obviously. We have been saying that from time immemorial. From when they hosted in Wembley to when they went to play in Euros 2000 in Netherlands, I still feel that they don't know exactly what they want. The mental fortitude for them to go all the way is always lacking. Yes, they have been very consistent in the last couple of tournaments. But here now, the manner they are approaching this, it's very wrong. Iceland beat them at home at Wembley and sent forth. And how do you do against Serbia, who are always a tough customer to any team, any day, anytime? I feel that they're going to struggle, but I'm still going to put my money on this. It's likely going to be England to win or draw. But trust me, there's a room for surprise in this one.
Belgium playing against Slovakia, Bolo.
Well, a different Belgium fly against Slovakia, not one of the powerhouses in football. I think it should be a straight win for Belgium in this one.
And Portugal up against Seychelles.
Officially,
is it Czech Republic or?
I think it's Czech Republic. Czech. Officially, this is my team for Euros, and nothing is going to happen to them. I think they will go all the way to win. But for this match we're talking about, you can even put it on that Ronaldo scored 2 goals in that match. Oshidoki.
Interesting. France filing out against Austria.
Well, Farouk spoke about
game.
Portugal being a favorite. Definitely, France are one of them as well. I think both of them probably top the level of thing. And it's difficult to bet your money against the French side. A team that has Kylian Mbappe, you have one advantage over your position already based on his speed, his goals and everything. So Austria, you may try with the likes of David Alaba and Co. if he's fit enough to play. But if I'm putting my money on this one, it's definitely going to be on the French side.
Yes, interesting take from the guys who'll be doing a breather at this time. And when we return, they'll be giving us their picks for the week.
In multiple award categories, how do you stay winning?
Simple. I keep my eyes on the game.
All right, guys, welcome back to the most important part of the program for you guys, where we'll be giving you the pick for the week. Well, I've gone to the kitchen once again, and here are my selections. Italy against Albania, a straight win for Italy. Spain against Croatia, I'm very scared of that match. Spain to win or draw that match. Hungary against Switzerland. Switzerland also to win this match. Poland against Netherlands. Well, I think the Orange Boys are back to their form, and I think they'll be taking this one against Slovenia. Serbia against England. Well, England to win, although it's very, very scary, but I still feel that England should do enough to win after their disappointment in their first game against Iceland in the last friendly. France against Austria. France to win when you have Kylian Mbappe and the likes. I think they should win that one. Finally, Belgium against Slovakia. Belgium also to win, while Portugal against Czech. The favorite, as far as I'm concerned, Portugal to win outrightly against Czech Republic. The total odds should be around 67 in that one, while the code should be VRVLH. Just put that in your search engine, and I'm very sure those game and selection will come up, and they just smile to the bank the following day.
And Bolu?
Well, I have a little bit of difference from Farouk. I need to add the most competitive league in the world, talking about the Nigeria Premier Football League, where I think Sunshine Stars and Remo Stars playing in Akure would end. Both of them will get to go be on the score sheet for that game. And for Katsina United hosting Doma, who have been terrible in the second half, I think Katsina United should do enough to pick up all 3 points in that one. Gombe United, they'll be conceding consistently this season, and they wait to Rivers United. I think 3 goals minimum should be scored in that game. And for Sporting Lagos against the defending champions, Enyimba, that should end in draw in Lagos here. And moving on to the Euros, Spain, Croatia, like I said earlier, both of them have been playing consistently, and goals are sure to be scored in this game, so it should be go for both sides. Italy and Albania, straight win for the Italians. Poland and Netherlands, the Dutch side, I think they will win, but there will be lots of goals, so I think I'll give it for over 3.5. And for the remainder of the games, for my picks here, Serbia and England, Farouk went for a win for a team, I went for over 2, under 2.7. I think England, I don't believe they will have the explosive start in the tournament. For Austria taking on the French side, I think Le Bleu would do enough to pick all 3 points in that game, and I agree with Farouk. Portugal against Czech, straight win for the Portuguese side. And for the odds, maybe on a different side I go, the odds I have is 31. And for the code, it's just simple, TGUSD. Like Farouk said, put it in the search engine and you're definitely going to get all these picks.
Yes, amazing picks from the guys. You know what to do. Just head up straight to onexbets.ng and just stick for this.
And an amazing look.
Yes, yes, fine. Nice pictures. The guys are talking about Bolu's look.
Bolu's so happy.
I'm telling you, you know what he does now. Have you paid that photographer?
I paid the full.
You paid him full. Go and pay him again. When you pay for the second time.
The picture still.
Interesting. Guys, that's the size of the show signing out.
Yeah, well, unfortunate part of the Super Eagles thinking, but the interesting part of the Euro starts. Definitely will enjoy it. Hopefully by next week, you get to cash into the bank, and don't forget to send your tithes.
And Farouk.
Well, interesting time. How time flies. I just wish that we'd never leave the studio when we're having fun here. But every good thing must always come to an end. Until we see you again, enjoy your weekend.
Yes, on my part, we'll say continue to keep a positive mindset, and in all you do, keep praying for Nigeria. Am I the only one praying for Nigeria? Nigeria, go better. Bye for now.
Alright everyone, open your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange this house to give una small wisdom. Una think say una sabi. Shout my tea fresh now, but una own, I beg no be so. Before una go talk, say our smile no reach. Make una think and try so. We know they here to the point una with our small finger. We show una solution instead.
Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
On a smile go find like him as it's supposed to be. You can see why we are the coolest around. For zero cavity and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy am, use am and shine your smile.